guys, TinaGale here, and today I have another layout for you. This is one that I absolutely love how it turned out. I'm actually using my silhouette, and I have this cut here that I did from a cut file that you can grab free from Click Kits. And I'm doing this for Creative Scrappers. We're doing a little partnership here. So I cut out this, it's kind of like a floral ring with leaves. Well, I guess it's mostly leaves. And I did it out of white and was going to back it, and then I decided I wanted to put a little bit of color on it. So while it was still on the mat, I grabbed my watercolors and I am just wanting the brush strokes to show. I want some lighter, some darker, and I want all of the colors that you see off here on my pattern paper that I'm going to be using off on the right hand side. This is Fancy Pants Life is Beautiful collection, and this was actually in last month's Scrap Room kit. So I hadn't cut into it, and the piece of paper that you see with all those florals on it, I just fell in love with it, and I knew the minute I saw it, I wanted to fussy cut all of those flowers. So I had it set back waiting to do something with that and needed to find pictures, and you know how it goes. You just keep waiting for those perfect pictures and all that. But I'd been so busy I hadn't really come up with anything. So when I saw this cut file, I thought, oh, that would be really pretty, and I could build the flowers up on top of that since it was mostly leaves. And so that was kind of where I was going. And when I started, I had no idea other than I had that paper and I had this cut file. And so everything else just kind of grew as I was doing it. So I've cut it all out, I watercolored it, and I let it dry. Now this would have been a lot better had I thought about it and watercolored it before I cut it, probably. But it was okay. I ended up saving a little bit of time because I knew exactly where I needed the watercolor, so I didn't have to like watercolor the entire page of white cardstock. And then I went back to the file and I took out all of the center cuts and pieces and just cut it again out of another one of the pattern papers from this Life is Beautiful collection. So this was the yellow one with the florals. And I kind of went back and forth. There was another one that was green, and I'd thought about cutting it out of it, but it was really a bright, bright green, and I wanted to keep this really soft. And the yellow matches in well with the rest of the design that I'm going to do, and I loved that it had the little florals, so it's going to help emphasize the florals that I'm going to put on top. So in the end, I love the choice. So here it is. I've got it all backed. I cut my white background cardstock down just a little bit and matted it onto some of the pink paper from this collection as well. And I did gut the back of that pink so that I could save it to use it for something else. Originally I thought about matting my photos, but I ended up not doing that. So I've put it on. I've fussy cut all of these flowers, and I left some of them with the little trail, as you can see here, and I even cut some of the leaves out. And so now I'm just going and placing them around, and I'm putting them in between the leaves where the little berries are. So I don't think in the end that you see any of the berries at all once the layout's finished. You might see a couple, I'm not sure. But I just wanted the flowers all around and a little bit of the sprigs going out to break up the harshness of the circle. And so I'm just going to pop dot some of those up. I think all of the main big flowers I pop dotted up, and then the rest I'll put in. So this went pretty slow. I think I spent an entire day on this layout. Of course I was doing other things in between, but between messing with the cut file, trying to take out the lines and cut it again, and I'm sure there's a quicker way. It's just I don't use my silhouette enough to be very savvy at it, so it took me a while to do all that. And then I think my blade was getting dull, and so I ended up having to take my scissors and cut part of the design, outside edge design, apart because I didn't want to rip the paper because it was so delicate. And then I don't know. It just seemed like I piddled all day long, but in the end, it was worth it. And I think every now and then, it's fine to spend a lot of time and just sit and do something. I like to keep my layouts fairly simple and quick and easy, but yet a lot of layers and stuff. And so sometimes it's fun just to play with the art of the layout. Of course, I would not do this much on every single layout. I would never get anything done. But I think it's fun sometimes. So I took it to the sewing machine. I definitely wanted some more texture to that. So I sewed around the white cardstock, and then I also sewed on the cut file. So I went into the center of each one of the leaves. So I picked up and set back down on each one of the leaves so that I could have some stitching there. And then I tried to keep the edges loose so that they would kind of come up away from the page for a little bit more texture. And then I have these 4 photos that I cut down, and they're of my daughter when we were at Disney, and they had Frushie. So it's fruit sushi, and there's no way I'm going to eat real sushi. So she had tried this and convinced me that it was really good, and so we got some. And she had these chopsticks, and she was just picked it up and started eating it. And I'm just sitting there taking pictures in amazement. And it's like, when did you learn how to use chopsticks? And she goes, just now. So I was just amazed because it was like she was an old pro at it or something, but I don't guess she ever used chopsticks either. It's just luck of the draw, I don't know. But so I wanted to make sure that I used all 3 of those photos of the story of the progression of her picking up this Frushie, and then I had a close-up of it, and so I wanted to include it as well. So now I've pretty much finished it. I'm going to add all those last little tweaks and details, and I'm finding a couple of little twigs here that I hadn't completely glued down, or they were coming loose, so I've got to put those back on there. But I decided I wanted just a little bit of something else on that background. So the gold Heidi Swap Color Shine is perfect for that. So I just sprinkled it around, and I ended up pretty much going all the way around the layout with it. I didn't try to keep like in a triangle or going diagonal. This design is definitely the whole background, so I wanted it everywhere. And then I also got it everywhere on my photos too, so it was just a mess. And then let's see, what else did I do? Yeah, I'm trying to, that gold, oh, I hate that gold. I love it, and I hate it because of the oily stuff, and I had that big old glob that dropped off, so no matter how much I shake my gold, it still has that little bit of gold, or that oily ring around it, so it's bad. So see, I decided to put some of the teal in there, and I got it all over the photos too, so I happened to clean it up. Now I'm ready for my title, and I found these script alphabets that I absolutely loved. I just thought it was soft, and the script and all of that, it went really well with the background design. And I think those are from an October Afternoon Daily Flash alphabet, so they're a little bit older. And then the other ones were from Webster's The Painted Passport alphabet. So I just labeled it How to Eat Frushie, because that was the story that I wanted to tell. Yeah, here you can see the alphabet. So it was October Afternoon, so I love those. Then I had the puffy stickers from this collection, and I wanted to use those, and I played around a little bit, and then I thought, oh, instead of those berries, I loved the little puffy flowers, so I added those in, and I had one more that I want to put on there, and I go back and forth trying to decide whether I want to put it up further on the page, but I decided to keep it down with the other flowers. And here I was messing with those arrows, thinking maybe I could put those in, but they don't work. And I liked this other one, this Wonderful, so I thought that would kind of finish off the embellishments, because like I said, I was not trying really to do a triangle, but by putting the word Wonderful over there, I kind of made a triangle around the photos with my title, so that worked out well. And of course my little hidden Mickey, had to put that in. And I pop dotted this little bird up on the top right. It's from the Simple Stories collection. And I just thought he was cute, and it kind of repeated that little pink and all of that. So I put that at the top. And here are some still shots. I hope you enjoyed this. Be sure to grab your free cut file, and I will see you soon with another process video. Thanks!